Hey, Jeff Ray here, President CEO, South Bend Regional Chamber, continuing our candidate interviews today. I'm sitting down with John Murphy. John is a candidate for St. Joseph County Auditor. John, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Hey,
I appreciate it.
we're glad to have you here, John. These have been terrific chances for our members to get to know the candidates a little bit better. So we'll spend the next couple of minutes just getting to know you better. John, you've been around the community for a while. A lot of folks know you. A few of them may not, though. So for people who don't know who John Murphy is, tell us a little bit about who John is.
Oh, good. I was born in South Bend on Madison Street. When I was in fifth grade, we moved out to Penn Township near the Osceola area. Um, my dad was a law professor at Notre Dame, so he wanted to kind of have a little place in the country. I went to Marion High School, then I went to University of Notre Dame, Bachelor of Business Administration and Accounting. Worked for a number of, I have a father, I have three children, Monica, Mitch, and Colleen. They're adult children. My wife, Christine, she's been helping me a lot on the campaign. She's been my biggest proponent. So
Right.
I've been around the community a long time. I've 8 brothers and sisters, most who live in this area.
Great. John, talk for a second about your professional career. What kind of jobs have you had here in the community?
I started out in the private sector. I worked for Crow Horwath for a little bit. I worked for a private company. Then really found my calling in 1993 when I worked for Cass County, Michigan, the county right to the north of us, Edwardsburg, Cassopolis. Really fell into the government sphere kind of by accident, actually. I just answered an ad in the South Bend Tribune. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but it just really changed my whole career around. I really found myself. I really loved it. I really did. I worked for Cass County for 10 years. I was the village manager in a small community village of Manawan near Kalamazoo for a little bit. Then I found my way back to Indiana, working for the city of South Bend for 10 years as deputy controller, then city controller under 2 mayors, Mayor Lickey and then Mayor Pete. Under Mayor Pete, we did a lot of under both mayors, but under Mayor P, we did a lot of great things for the city. So I'd like to get into those. In the last 5 years, I've been the chief deputy auditor for St. Joseph County.
Great. So, John, you've served several roles, in particular, most recently in the auditor's office. Sometime in the last year or more, you made the decision to run for the auditor position. Talk a little bit about your inspiration to run to be the next St. Joseph County auditor.
Well, I really love working for the county, and my predecessor, Mike Hammond, he's term limited. So I had to make a decision whether I wanted to continue with the auditor's office, and I really do. I really think we've made a lot of great improvements the last 10 years. I've been here for 5 of them, and we've really, with the county council, the commissioners, department heads, elected officials, really turned the county's finances around. We're an A+ rated county. We have a really strong balance sheet. We're really very solvent, very fiscally sound, and I wanted to continue that. I wanted to really, what my goal is to kind of set up I'd like to get a deputy in that I can train up. We can really do really great things together, and I think that's really the inspiration. I've always loved government, as I said before, and I just wanted to continue it. I'm just not ready to retire at this point.
Yeah. Great. So, John, I think I think people have a general feel sometimes for what elected positions do, but don't always know. Auditor is one of those positions that some may have some familiarity with, some may not. For those who don't know about the auditor and what the job entails, talk to us a little bit about the auditor's office and the auditor responsibilities.
I think you make a good point. There's a lot of misunderstanding on what the auditor does. The auditor, in simple terms, is the chief financial officer for the county, similar to a controller for the city, or so the auditor is the money person. We do the budgeting, we do the annual financial reporting, which is very intricate for governments. It's much more difficult than even the private sector can be as far as financial reporting. We do the payroll, we do the accounts payable. Our office, we do the general ledger, we do all the financial accounting work. We meet consistently with county council, commissioners, and work with them on a good basis.
Great. John, speak for a second just to the size even of the budget you're talking about. Yeah, obviously the county's a large geographic area. It's a big budget. It's a large taxing unit, employs a lot of folks. How big is the budget that you're balancing or managing at the county?
It's very large. We just the county council just approved the budget this past Tuesday. The general fund budget is $80 million. The total county budget is $208 million. Number of employees, about 1,300 employees, full-time employees, more part-time employees during the summer. Um, it's a very complicated organization. The other thing about the auditor's office that I didn't fully understand until I got into it is we handle a lot of the money for other governments in the county. So actually the inflow and outflow of money in the county is more in the line of $700 million. We handle all the property tax money that comes in and out. We handle the income tax money from the state that comes in and out, wheel tax, just a number of different funds. We have a fiduciary responsibility to other groups, town of Walkerton, city of Mishawaka, to handle their money. And that's really a big part of the auditor's job. And that's a big part of what I've been doing here as well.
Great. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Sounds like a pretty awesome responsibility, and thank you for the good work you've there. You mentioned in the last, 5 and 10 years, feeling like some major things have happened at the county level related to finances and stuff. Talk to a few of those things that maybe you're most proud of that have happened during your time there working in the auditor's office.
Sure. I mean, 10 years ago, the county had very low cash reserves. Our general fund maybe had $1 million or $2 in it, which is for a $80 million budget. That's not sufficient. We're more in the 20% range for cash reserves now, which is kind of what our national accounting agency is called the Government Finance Officers Association. They recommend around that kind of a percentage for a government of our size. So we're in that range. We really do hard work of the county council, the auditor's office, commissioners, department sacrifice. We really steadied our ship as far as finances. Really proud of that. We've since I've been here, we've even improved the budgeting process more. I'd like to do some more of that. We have a really 225 page budget book, very detailed, very transparent. This year we even took a next step. We had information available for residents when they were at the council meeting on Tuesday. So that was really, really good. We've improved operations. We are now doing an annual financial report, which is kind of best in class. It's called the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report. There's a number of governments around the country that do those, but there's probably only about 15 in Indiana that do this type of report. It's a GAAP based, which is a kind of a different type of accounting basis, but it's what you're supposed to be doing. So that's really been a big challenge for us. But I did a number of these type of reports at the city of South Bend, actually 10. So I knew what I was doing coming in. So we've really improved the financial reporting, the budgeting. We have a really great staff. We have on both the property tax side of the office and the finance side of the office, some really great people that we're working with.
Great. So John, now as you're seeking the position as auditor, what kind of priority? Obviously, you've had your hands on many of the good things that have happened there, but what would be some priorities for a John Murphy should he get elected auditor?
I want to maintain balanced budgets first and foremost. We can't. We've got to stay within our means. It's not always popular. Sometimes with departments, we have to maintain that. I'd like to increase our bond rating. We're an A+ rated credit, which is good, but I think we can get to AA, maybe even AAA someday. I think the way we do that, some of the economic development things that I know that you're working on and our own Bill Shalio and others are working on is a big part of that. But also financial policies that we implemented recently are going to help on that. We have a cash reserve policy for all of our funds, every single one. And so like a general fund might require a 20% cash reserves, but a health insurance fund, which has more volatility, may require a 25% reserve policy, something like that's what that means. We have budget versus actual reports that we prepare every month, which we share with our county council and commissioners. So that hadn't been done before. So those kinds of things. On the priority side, I think public safety is very important. Obviously, infrastructure is very important. We're doing a really good job, a methodical job allocating the American Rescue Plan dollars that have come into the county. I think we've done some good things with that. We've been working with the county council and commissioners. So those are some of the priorities. Training staff, we want to obviously continue to build up our internal capacity to do things. And so when I'm gone in 4 or 8 years or something, I just want the ship to keep going real well.
Great, John. Thanks for giving us a look ahead. So, John, as we wrap up here, folks are going to go to cast their vote here now or anytime in the next few weeks. Auditor is one of those important positions that they're going to choose. Tell them why they should pick John Murphy as the next St. Joseph County Auditor.
I'm the best qualified candidate. I have the passion. I've had it since 1993. I've had 30 years of public sector finance experience. I think I'm able to do this job the best. I've been the chief deputy auditor for 5 years. I'm in the trenches. I'm doing the nitty gritty. I know the job. I know the people. I know the county. I know the community. So I just think I'm really the best qualified person to do this. I think there's really no question about that. And I would appreciate this opportunity to serve in this capacity as auditor. And that would only help me try to get things done.
Great. He's John Murphy. He's the candidate for St. Joseph County Auditor. John, thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning. Good luck here over the next few weeks.
Thank you.